It's inclusion time again. Because I really desperately need them for tomorrow's video. Anyway, I have some Bond Crafter UV resin. And I'm going to mix up some of that with some HTV Ront black alcohol ink. That way it's a little bit more transparent, but still black. And I'm mixing this up like crazy because these are old and they've been sitting forever. I don't even know. Yeah, it looks like I've opened this one before. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is mix up some black and a couple of different colors, actually. So we're going to get this. These are earring ones and these are earring ones, but I don't need the earrings, so I'll be filling the holes when they're in use. So let's get some black made up. I'll need a little bit of black. Okay, now remember, when you're using alcohol inks with UV resin, you want the alcohol to burn off, to, well, evaporate before you stir it in. That way there's less inhibition. Now I'm only going to go with 1 drop at this point and see how dark that becomes. Gonna have to let it settle and dissipate. I'll blow off a little bit of it. And you'll see the ink portion begin to fall to the bottom while the rest begins to evaporate. And we're almost to that point. So let's get this begun in here. Let's see how black it's become. Remember, if it's really dark, you do this in layers. And you don't want it so dark that it cannot cure all the way through. Now, I have a double UV lamp, but I don't use it right away. I use my little UV torch flashlight to be able to top cure it so it doesn't bow in any direction. And that looks like it'll be dark enough. So we're going to fill in 2 cats. I need 2 cats, and they got to look Halloween-y. So it'll be this one and that one right there. And we're going to have to let that sit for a minute because I have the hiccups, and I am so sorry about that. But it happens with me all the time. I don't need a whole lot of red. But before I fill these all the way, I have to get my red made. And I'm using HTV Ront inks tonight. Actually, I'm doing this at about the time that my today's video is going out. Okay, we want it nice and red. Red. Blow off that alcohol. Get it stirred in as well as possible. I did lower my phone down for doing this since it's a smaller project. So let me know in the comments if you can see this well enough, okay? Okay. Now I'm going to move this stick out of the way so that it's not in the light at this point. And what I'm going to do is I have this awesome little dotting tool. And the reason why I have these bats is because I'm not sure if those are the size I want or this is the size I want. So I'll be doing them, all of them. So let's get the red where I need it to go for now. I should be doing this with high viscosity UV resin. so it sticks where I need it to stick. I'm gonna have to turn that just a little bit to find that other eye there. And try to get it just on that eye. Okay, and it looks like I might have missed the other eye. I did. So let me set this down somewhere. And now I did find my Q-tips. And so I'm going to stand up, and I think I buried them again. That's me. So what I'll do is I'm going to take the stick and try to remove it with that. Well, it's just actually falling off to the side. I'm not missing it. It's falling to the side. Okay, so I have to backtrack with this one a small amount. And I did notice a dot on the side over here. And got it. Okay, so this one's eyes are perfect. So what I'm going to do is try to alleviate some of the bigger problem here. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And this one. And I'm going to use my little torch here. I like that, using that word torch, because, well, it's actually a flashlight in the US. And we refer to torches as something with flame. So I'm going to cook his little eyes, get them set. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this a little bit so I can see this one's eyes a little bit better. And we are going to try one more time. We'll do one eye at a time. Okay, let's get that one set so it doesn't roll off there. All right, let's get the other eye. I think that's too large a drop for now. And it went right off the side again. Okay, give me a moment. I'll probably knock the other one off. Boy, the tediousness of this kind of thing. So when I have problems like this, what I'm going to do is I will pause you while I do the cleanups the next time. I'm going to get this ready. Ha, we might have that. All right, I'm going to try to make them a little bit darker, but not just yet. Now comes filling their bodies up to the eyes. So let's get that done. Whoa. I nearly knock that over, hitting it on the side of my heat mat. Okay, I'm seeing hairs, so give me a second. Okay, let's try that again. But I do want to get these set and ready to go in for curing. So, okay, let's get this done. I won't use the stick for moving it around. I will use the other tool. It's a dotting tool. I had to make sure I cleaned off the other stuff. Look into it, make sure there's no more hairs. That looks good. Okay, let's get our first layer in. Whoops, I dripped. Okay, get it up in there, up into the tail, up along the edge. I'll let that one sit for a second while I get the rest of this side. I do need to replace the acrylic plate for my double because this one here seems to be warping like most plastics do under extreme heat. I need to find my toothpicks too, so I can get into those little itty bitty areas. And I found another hair. Cats are going to be cats, right? Fur everywhere, right? Get some more in here since it's pulling away. I'll get it up in here and then I'll hit it with the flash. Okay, let me set this aside. Let's see, did I get it cured on Mabel? Yeah, I did not. Cool. Okay, I'll let it flow back in there a little bit on the one. Okay. Now, I won't keep you on while I finish filling these in layers. So, I will get this kind of set real fast. All right, that should be set enough. I'm going to turn it sideways and get it out of the way. Now, I need some candelabras. So let's get this stirred back up a little bit. I noticed it was starting to, it wasn't fully mixed in, so. Let's go down here to this candlestick. These are very tedious because they are so intricately done. Okay, I've got that one set. We're going to go with this one next. Okay, need a couple more here. All right, I'll bring you back after I'm done with this part. Okay, so I decided against black bats because of the background I'm going to be using behind these. I needed them more visible, so I did red bats and gold bats. I did black candlesticks. I did red candles and yellow, golden yellow flames. I'm getting ready to cook everything, so I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, these should be very ready to be unmolded. Very, very, very ready. These I'm going to do last because the flames do have a tendency to break off. That one seems a little tacky, maybe. No, it's the silicone mold. Okay. I was going to say, I had these things cooking for like 8 minutes. Okay, so let's go with the bats first. See if I can tell where you guys are at. There's one. He is very clear. I love that, but he's so red at the same time. So there's one, two, and then the golden bats. Three. Whoops. Lost my little dot. Four. And I did dome these so they could actually be worn as earrings, but that's not their intended purpose. So let's get the cats out. And I'm really hoping those eyes are transparent, but the red. All right, black cat number one. Yes, he's got bubbles. I saw them only after I started curing, and unfortunately that was just too late to stop. He's got quite a ridge on him, so I might have to dome this. And this one also, bubbles, lots of bubbles. Probably can see them. But his eyes are his red eyes, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. Okay, now comes my panic. These are very, very intricate and thin areas in this mold. So yes, I cooked these just a little bit longer, and I domed them as well as I could to keep everything as anchored to each other as possible. Yay! Number one. Here, I've got some different things for backings on around me. So you might be able to see these better that way. Oh gosh, no, not that green, no. Okay, we've got a black. Let's see. Well, you can see the gold better. Let's try this blue. Nope. Can't see as well with that. Okay, so we're going to stick with the black. Okay. Now we're going to go with this one because it's a little bit more stout. It's that little piece right there that worries me. And it's out, yay! I'll bring them up to the camera as soon as I get done panicking. Because I really need these to be in one piece. Ooh, 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 I did it with that one. I have that fly. It's bugging me. Now this one here, not only are the flames delicate, and it looks like that flame did not stick. So I'm going to leave this one in here. I'm going to go ahead and put some clear over this and see what I can do to keep it together. Back in a second. Okay, hopefully this is going to come out of here properly. I'm going to push up from the bottom. Try not to break any of it. And I do not mind the overridge here because it's clear and it won't interfere with my plans for these. And there we have it. Let's go ahead, put all of these items up onto this. The bats. The cats. Oops, you're supposed to go that way. There we go. And I'll bring them on up. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me go bananas on this. And the next time you see all of these, they're going to be used in a fun project. Okay. Love y'all. Peace out. You know what to do otherwise. Take care.